Welcome back to Table Talk, the show where we sit at a table and talk about the questions that you submit using the hashtag Reddit/subscribe over on the .com Twitter.
And today's episode of Table Talk is brought to you by the 2015 Toyota Corolla.
Ooh, that is one of those stylish, dependable, affordable cars for a first-time car buyer.
Will actually and Sam probably know a lot about being a first-time car buyer.
I'm looking to buy my first car. Toyota would be a doll.
Yeah.
You know, just send me out a couple test ones. You know, a couple unmarked test ones for me to give a good old.
It is a good-looking car.
And I'll say, this one's good. I'll drive it around. You know, they say Toyota's all about elevating the moment, and I'm trying to elevate my life and get myself into one of them vehicles.
That'd be good. So because Toyota's all about elevating the moment, they wanted to start off this episode of Table Talk by asking us, what's a piece of advice that you would like to share with others?
Oh, man.
Ooh, that's a big question.
Oh, man.
Not a hard
I
question.
tend not to try to give advice, ever.
That's actually a fairly good policy. I
You
always
see, Sam, you don't give advice, you give faces, which is worse than advice.
What's that?
sometimes reactions. Like
whatever
someone will
it
say
is,
something
I
you're
try
like,
not to,
You've been like, okay.
but
okay.
I'm not keeping my mouth shut.
I mean, this is much worse than.
No, it's not.
Oh,
if
yes,
I
it
would be
is.
like, you're an
Sam,
idiot.
Because it leaves it
you
up to
have
the
a
imagination.
face that speaks 1,000 words
1,000 words.
of advice. Okay, yeah, I'm with you on the not wanting to give advice thing. I always feel like I have to preface advice with like, just so you know, I know nothing.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
with that being said,
And
this is
my
what I
take.
think.
Yeah.
I could be 100% wrong and probably am. With that being said, my advice for 2015 is to take more time for you. That's my New Year's resolution this year.
I gotta do that.
To take more time because I'm kind of an insane scheduler, planner, time management person, as well as a people pleaser, which means that every second of my day is scheduled mostly for other people or things I think I should be doing. It makes me stressed out a lot. So this year, I actually put in my planner, do nothing on one day a month.
1 day a month. Do
One day a
nothing.
month. I'm gonna do nothing, and it's gonna be fun.
Every year.
That's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be real hard, but I want to do it.
Every year I tell myself, all right, okay, Will, this is a year that you are going to buckle down and you are going to be a very engaging and nice person, but then I'm like,
I thought you were gonna go somewhere.
I thought you were gonna talk about channel stuff. No,
Yeah.
you're like,
Oh,
I'm gonna
no,
buckle
like
down
you're
and
gonna,
be
like,
a nice
your
person.
career.
I mean, the reason why, because all my time goes to like my making YouTube videos, making videos and everything. I'm never like, how you doing, buddy? You want to go grab a milk? You know, I'm like, I need to
No,
be.
never.
I want to be closer
Okay.
to my friends. You know what I'm saying?
want 'em.
So
I
you wanna spend more time on friends?
Yeah, I want to open up relationships
Okay.
and understand what it is to be a human being.
Okay,
You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
good
I
one.
want to love
I
people.
think you're making good progress
Thank
on
you.
that front already.
Hell yeah.
It's already progress knowing that
I guess my advice is love everyone. Love everyone. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna become more. I'm gonna love everyone. Love everyone. That's
That's
my
the advice. My advice would be to learn. You should learn how to be able to be alone.
Ooh, that's not a good one.
Ooh, that's a hard
That's
one.
a hard
Good
one.
call,
Right? Be alone.
I'm
Sam.
trying. Yeah,
Did
how
you
to
say-
be. How to be. Okay, no. You can be lonely. You can be alone, but you can be lonely.
They're
Learn
different.
to be
Yes.
alone without being lonely.
I can
and
honest-
how to like make sure that you're
Yes,
happy with
Sam.
yourself, and because I'm really bad about this. Like whenever I try to ask people to hang out, like I want to catch up with people who are back from college, and they're like they can't make it, and like it's never anything personal. But I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, that sucks. Like, you know, when people like have other things to do, and I need to learn how to like be happy by myself. So
You gotta
Try to
find
do
things
that.
that you like to do.
I honestly learned that this year. I was like, cause you know, I used to always be like, I'm so lonely. Oh, girl don't like me. I think I got to a point where I was like, alright, so.
yeah,
And
exactly.
then-
Yeah, you become
I'm better
okay
at that,
with it.
but I
But-
need to be better at
And
that.
finding things you like to do with like your me time is good too. Like when I used to do auto show, I did like spokesmodel work for the auto shows and traveled around, and I'd have a hotel room and like hours and hours in a hotel room by myself in a city I didn't know. I was like, at first I was going stir crazy because I was like, what do I do with all this time? And then I discovered I really like baths. I
Yeah.
really like bubble baths and fancy ones with like salts and stuff.
I think-
and it's a nice thing to do.
Baths
You
are
have to
cool.
find your bath. Find what your thing is.
Find your
I don't know
bath.
if I talked about it on Table Talk before, but when I lived alone for the first time, like for a couple of months, I was like, very alone for like, I would go a couple days without seeing anybody I knew, and I went absolutely insane. And the videos on my channel went crazy. I remember I did one where I like stood on a white wall, and I held up a sign that said bummer. And I said, I'm gonna describe myself in one word, Bummer. And I still have that sign.
Well, you
too.
were on brand.
I was on brand. Yeah. That's when I became me. During, I think
Those 4 days.
at your loneliness, when you are at the most, that's when you find out who you really are.
At your lowest point
At your
is
lowest
when you
point.
find out who you really are, and that's when you get depressed.
Yeah.
I take baths and play video games.
I make
Baths
videos.
are cool. I'm never big enough for a bath, though.
You're
never.
a big boy.
I'm a
You're a big boy.
I am a big boy. I'm really lanky. Yeah, I don't fit in the baths right. I'm like a scarecrow.
I'm like a scarecrow.
Is that what scarecrows look
I don't know. That's what I feel like. You put a scarecrow into a bath. You just.
Remember that episode of Doctor Who about the scarecrows? I don't feel the same about that. I don't feel the same about them anymore. They came alive. And then they killed people.
They
that
come
had
alive
British
in Wizard of
accents.
Oz too.
Yeah, but he's nice. And in The Wiz, it's Michael Jackson. And he's cool too. But Levy, your life says, last time you fell. I think we talked about the last time you fell.
When was the last time you fell, Sam?
Yeah.
So bad. It was so embarrassing. I'm really clumsy. Like I don't know
Okay.
how to use my body right. And there's a window over there for the white wall to like look in and like see if you want to
no.
come in. And I think I said this on I said this in commentary. And there are a bunch of executives and just like the office type people here from Discovery watching one of the white walls. And I was looking for somebody, I don't know. And I peeked in and I was like, and they turned and looked at me and I freaked out and I tried to like get out of there. But it was dark in the room and they had put a picture frame against the wall and I stepped down and my foot went through it and I made all this noise. Like that obviously interrupted all the shooting and like I didn't just like step in it and trip. Like I got caught in it and like I made more noise and I like stumbled out of the room and Will was there and I just grabbed him. I'm like, we need to fucking go now. We need to leave now. That was the last time I
I feel like I've a million times in my life I've looked up hearing a noise and it's you
Bumbling around.
like just like falling
I try
over stuff.
not to.
There's a charm
That's
to that,
why.
Sam.
It's why. It's because you're trying not
There
to. Anything you try not to do in life,
Yeah.
you're gonna do. If you're like, all right, I'm gonna try not to do this. What you should do is try to be graceful, peaceful thinking, positive thinking.
Positive thinking.
Right. The Secret is a documentary about something like that. When's the last
Business
time
stuff.
you fell, Trisha?
Not recently, thank goodness, because I know I've talked about it on Table Talks before, but I have really weak ankles.
Me too.
I know. Yeah. And my ankles roll a lot, and it was a big problem for me when I was younger, and I would just fall all the time.
Really?
Quite a bit. Yeah, very embarrassing. Did not make me popular. Especially with my huge heavy backpack that like I'd start to go down and then my backpack would like smush my face straight into the ground. Happened a lot in high school. The worst time it happened though was in college. Because it was freshman year and I'm like trying to make friends and trying to be like new start. Like I know I was the super nerdy kid with no friends in high school, but I'm in college
Not
now.
today.
I'm like I'm gonna meet people. Yeah, not today. I'm gonna be cool. And I was crossing one of the streets on campus, like at the street crosswalk, to go from one class to another. And my ankle collapsed, and I started to go down, and I felt it, and I tried really hard to fight it, and my book bag, my big, heavy book bag, smushed the front half of my body right into the pavement.
Oh, goodness.
So I'm laying face down in the crosswalk of this street, thinking, if I don't get up, maybe I'll just get hit by a car. And then no one will react, or I won't see their reactions to me falling, and it'd be an okay trade. But that didn't happen. And I picked my sorry butt back up, to which a lot of
There you
strangers
go.
came over and were like, hey, are you okay?
I hate that.
That's not the way to make friends. And I very embarrassingly like turned bright red and continued to my class. And then like 2 days later, I did it in the school cafeteria with a whole tray full of food and got like milky cereal all over myself. And everyone in the cafeteria saw it in college. And I just stood up and took a bow. Because what else are you going to do at that point? Like, everyone's looking at you. So I just stood up and took a bow, and everybody applauded.
That
and
usually
then
makes
I,
things better.
Was bright red again and continued on my way and tried to go home to my class to shower and change clothes so I didn't smell like milk for the rest of my classes.
That's I understand you now. I get you. That was like, in like superhero movies, the inciting moment when the supervillain becomes a supervillain because something happened to them. I think that was your inciting moment. That's when you became you.
That happened to me a lot.
I
I had a lot of
she
falling
evil?
down stories.
Yeah, no, I haven't fallen in years. But what I think is the most embarrassing thing, even more than falling down, because falling down is funny, is when when you're like walking
Okay.
somewhere and you like hit something and you try to play it off and keep walking. That's the worst. I hate it.
No one did not see you. They saw it.
Everybody
They
saw
saw
it.
you do it.
Everybody
Like-
saw it. But I personally love seeing people trip. I love it.
Do you really?
I
Yes.
love it.
Oh my god, when people run, I'm like, please fall.
Please fall.
Please
Please
fall.
fall.
Kids, definitely.
When I
I'm
see
like,
when I see kids playing and running,
yeah, like you're gonna
'cause
fall,
it's so
and there'll be tears.
Wait,
loud.
what age kids though?
like
Any
6,
age. 'Cause,
7.
Because like toddlers fall all the time.
And that's so funny.
It's so
It's
funny.
like it's not like
agree. That's
maniacal or
cute, funny.
evil. Yeah.
Like-
Toddlers are cute, funny because they can fall and really hurt themselves and get up and just be like, ugh.
Yeah.
And they're totally fine and keep going.
Yeah, but older kids that know that they can get something out of it start crying. They're like, ah.
100% yes. 100% yeah.
Oh, toy. You can buy me a new app. Come on.
Will still does that.
Come on. Give me a dang new app.
Okay. Brady Neal at Brady A. Neal says, if you could live in a fantasy world, which one would you choose? I.e., Middle Earth, Endor, Metropolis, etc.
None of those.
What?
You know what world I'm living in.
I know.
Oh,
You know what world I'm from.
the
I'm talking about Star Wars. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not talking about the Avatar
Yes, you
universe.
would.
Only if I get to be the Avatar.
Yeah, there you
Do
go.
you know how
Yeah.
upset? I've thought about this so many times. If I woke up, I was in the Avatar universe, and they're like, "Oh, you don't get to be a bender."
yeah, you're a normal
I'm
person.
a normal dude. I'm a normal dude. I'm watching. Do you know? It must be so. It's like
You're
50%
so
of the
upset.
population like can move water, fire, air, earth, and you're just over there like, "Hey, I work at the cabbage store."
Yeah.
I'd be so mad.
So you'd only want to live there if you could have powers.
Yeah, I'd be
Okay.
mad. Especially
Yes,
if like my
everybody.
sister, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a waterbender. I don't know how to do it." I'd be like,
See,
You.
I think Middle Earth would be fun to live in, whether you had special stuff or not.
Well, because they're a little more equal. It's like benders like can do everything. They run everything. They're awesome. And then it's just like
They got
there's
jobs.
other
The
people
other
over
people.
there.
And
And they're like, we have a president who's not a bender, but we don't care.
we
really.
don't care about
He's
him.
just over
We
there.
listen to the Avatar.
Yeah, he's.
Sometimes they don't, but
Yeah.
Steve started playing that game, the Mordor, Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor, yeah.
And that is the worst place in the world. In the game, and
Well-
while you're just running around in the background, you hear.
Well, because in Shadow of Mordor, you're dealing with the politics of the orcs.
What politics? They're crazy.
You don't have to be in Middle Earth and deal with orcs. Like, you can stay, like, if you live in the Shire.
That's a wonderful
That'd
place.
be a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
I would be.
I would do that.
Dirty though. You gotta admit, there's no soap. Bilbo Baggins does not have a bar soap
That
in that
is
house.
clean.
not true, and he would be highly offended if you said that. Because
Well, he's an
even
old man. I
though-
can beat him up.
Even though his house is built into a hole in the ground, he's in the mountain. It's still very tidy and very nicely kept. Hobbits
he
are very
clean,
clean.
though?
But I'm saying, if
individuals.
you
I thought they were
if you
lazy.
get any object,
Yeah, they're sluggish.
Lazy is not the word.
They
They
just have
enjoy
6
their
meals.
leisure
Don't
time.
they have like 6 meals
They
a
do
day?
have like 6 meals, and they enjoy their leisure
But if you
time.
go into Bilbo Baggins' house and find any object and go like this, dust everywhere.
I disagree.
Any crevice in his house, maggots,
I
worms.
think Bilbo would be highly offended.
Take-
Maggots, worms, you're awful.
Come at me, Bilbo. I'm
DC
saying your house
universe.
is dirty.
DC universe. DC
That's
where you would live?
universe. DC. And
That's
what do I
cool.
do?
That's
I
a
hang
cool
around
pick.
the Flash the whole time
just hang
because what
around.
happens to all of his
How do you
family
keep up
members?
with him?
They get a tether. I just tie a rope on him.
Okay.
Like just a really tiny one, but real strong, so he doesn't know it's there. And then what's gonna happen? He's gonna get struck by lightning, or one of his siblings is gonna get struck by lightning, or some other BS that happens in those shows or
Was
in
it
comics.
lightning or was it special
It's,
lightning?
it's special lightning. It's the Speed Force.
Yes.
It's lightning from another dimension.
Can I just say I'm picturing you tethered to the Flash, and
Yeah,
I'm
just
just
like-
picturing Sam like,
Yeah.
like
I'll be
as
dead.
you're going.
I'll be dead. But like, I mean, eventually, like, someone comes back to life and he's resurrected by some other BS. Like, comic books are ridiculous, and it's,
Oh, yeah.
they're ridiculous. But
Ridiculously
I'd be,
fun.
Yeah, right. And like, somebody gives somebody powers every once in a while. I'd be the
See,
Flash.
the difference between Marvel and DC is that Marvel, they try to make their real life cities, like you go New York and
Yeah.
all that. And then you have DC, which they make up stuff. Except for Teen Titans live in San Francisco, I think.
I don't know.
I
think they do.
Even though it looked like
I
a
think
good
they
show,
do.
I never watched it though.
You never watched the
I
Teen
never
Titans?
watched it.
You better go home and watch that show. But yeah, then you got like Gotham and Metropolis. But those
You
are,
still
those
got
are-
Washington D.C.
Probably, yeah.
Question mark? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't really know. But yeah, I don't like that they have fake cities. I like that Marvel stays more in like the
In
real-
DC,
real
no, both
cities.
Marvel and DC both hate their superheroes. The people, like in
No.
Spider-Man, the people in Spider-Man comic books hate Spider-Man. He goes
Some
in
do.
strides.
No,
He goes in strides.
it depends what you're reading. That's not true. Not
Why
everybody
would you hate the
Sometimes.
Spider-Man.
Flash?
I
You don't
mean,
even know he's there.
They love the Justice League. In the Marvel Universe, from the comics I read, they love the Avengers,
Yeah.
except for Spider-Man. In his personal book, they're always like, man,
dang it,
Spider-Man, get
Spider-Man."
out of here. Why are you wearing a mask? DJ knows what I'm talking about.
Spider-Man's a troublemaker.
Why?
But like you'll notice, it goes in waves. It'll be like the city likes him, but
Yeah.
Mary Jane is tripping and Aunt May is shot, and then or Aunt May is unshot, and then Mary Jane is doing well, but the people hate him. It's like it's all.
No
bad
one's
for
ever
Spider-Man.
happy. Black Panther, people like him, right?
They love him. He was
They
the
love
king
him.
of Wakanda or whatever,
Yeah.
and then he left for
I
some
love
reason.
Peter
They go to New
Parker.
York.
Then he married Storm. Like he's just living the life.
Yeah.
And one
Everybody
time he
hates
slashed
the X-Men. Why do they hate the X-Men? What are
Because
they
they're
ever?
mutants. It's what's great about X-Men
Yeah.
is that it's a metaphor for like racism
Yeah, of course,
and
yeah, I know.
homophobia.
Well, that's what I was just gonna
Great.
say with the X-Men prejudice thing. That's totally real life. Like
Yeah.
that's what would happen if we had
But all of
superpowered humans. The non-superpowered humans would freak the hell out.
Would
And be
you
like,
not?
ah,
Trisha?
scared, gotta kill them all.
Wouldn't
But why
you
do
be
they like
terrified?
Spider-Man and they don't like the
Especially
X-Men?
because you don't like animals, and if you saw
I'm terrified
Beast,
of everything.
can you imagine being in the same room as Beast?
I would poop my pants everywhere.
But it's Kelsey Grammer. Come on.
Well, it's no.
It's Frasier.
I would legitimately poop my pants everywhere if I was in the same room as Beast.
But yeah, I'd be the Flash. I don't know what the question was. I live there. I'd be in
Yeah.
DC, so I'd be in
Okay.
Central City. Okay, from Reddit, Soof300 writes, weird phobias you have besides the obvious spiders and wasps. Knives. I really don't like knives. I hate.
And no, you can say it's a phobia.
That's a phobia.
I was gonna say if it's something like a knife, that's just common sense.
No,
But
no,
if
no,
it-
no. I'm really, really afraid of people holding any sharp objects. I don't like people holding sharp objects
Okay.
near me. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Like you can't take your eye off of someone in the
Yeah,
room.
no, I'm just like,
they're
why-
just like holding a fork. Like
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm
Elliot used to
talking."
do this bit where he had like the bread knife and he's like, not like a butter
Yeah.
knife, but like a bread knife, and he's like flicking around. I'm like, Elliot, fucking stop, please.
Put the knife down.
Playing
The
with
least
this?
sharp of all the knives is the bread knife.
No, the butter
No,
knife.
not the butter knife.
No, a bread knife.
knife
Like
is
the,
Oh,
like
wait.
pointy.
Oh,
the
yeah.
long one over
Oh,
the
yeah,
kitchen.
yeah.
Yeah, that one. I don't like. He's like, haha, this is funny. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
So are you like hyper aware of when people are carrying scissors the wrong way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I don't like it.
Got it.
Is your animals your weird phobia?
No, because they're like besides spiders and wasps, which I'm not afraid of spiders and wasps. So that's obvious to that person. I feel like animals are obvious to me. So the weird one I'd say is escalators. I have like a weird fear of escalators. I will go on them, but I need to be holding onto the railing. Like how some people go down escalators and are just like talking and not caring. That terrifies me. Like when I have luggage and stuff at the airport, I will put my elbow on it
Really?
because I need to be
Yeah.
holding it as I'm
think
going
you'll fall
up or
back?
down because I feel either I'm gonna fall forward and down or backwards and down, and you look at the little spikies on the edge of the steps and I'm like, that's death.
Wait, has it ever happened to you before?
No.
Well, that's because you're being so safe about it. But my friend told me that one time he was at the mall with his mom and she had a long dress, and you know exactly where this is going. Snatched right off of her. I would
All
have
of-
died laughing. Came right off the escalator. I would have died laughing.
That's not okay.
I would have never been the same again.
The points, my friends and I were running up. You know all those escalators at Universal Studios?
Uh-huh.
You know, they have
Oh my
they have,
God, they're so high.
escalator
They-
after escalator.
those terrify
Those
me
are scary. I don't
so
like those.
badly.
She was running up. She had sandals on, and then foot caught the edge of it, and just
it sucked her in.
it's like a cheese grater.
Oh, I hate that so much. But like, can you imagine if you fell down and like, I mean, you'd have to duck and roll because that's your only chance of survival at that point.
Duck and
And then
roll.
it's
This
like,
is scaring me.
and then it's like cheese grater on your whole body as you roll down. Awful and terrifying. Escalators.
I just thought of another dumb fear. I thought of a really dumb fear. I don't like getting off of elevators or getting onto elevators because I feel like they're gonna fall and cut me.
While you're getting on and on. I've
Yeah,
thought
you know
about
what I'm
that
talking
too.
There's this Tumblr called Deep Dark Fears, and they like make comics of like, they like fun comics, like kind of poking fun at all the phobias, but it's just like sometimes I don't like getting on elevators slowly, or there's
you
a
get
big
on real
group.
fast,
Yeah,
or
I'm
get off
always
real
like
fast.
first because I'm like I don't want to either I'm last or I'm first. I can't be either in between.
last or first.
Yeah.
I don't have any phobias. There's nothing I'm afraid
That
of.
is not
really.
true.
I'm afraid of, I learned it when we were playing that what's that game? The thing that you put on your head?
The Oculus.
Oculus Rift.
I'm not afraid of anything but people. I'm legitimately afraid of dudes.
That's what Scooby-Doo taught
Of
us.
men?
Like, yeah, be
Wait,
afraid of people.
any people are just
I'm
men?
afraid of people. Like all this, like
Okay.
supernatural crap and all that. I'm afraid like a dude is gonna walk in a room. There's nothing scarier to me than a 6'7" man.
Yes.
But you don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, how you doing?
How scary would that be to get in your car or to come home and there's a
Like, you get into your car and there's a freaking ravenous dog. You'd be like, oh my God!
I would be
Get out the door,
terrified.
close it.
That's
Now, you
different.
get in your
I would be
car.
terrified.
You get in your car and there's a man in there.
That's also terrifying.
I'd be
a man I
terrified.
don't know should not be in my car.
Because, like, you close the door on a dog, the dog's like, ah, God damn it, I don't know what to do. Close the door on a man, the
he
man's like,
chases you. Yeah. With that face, exactly. Oh my God.
I'm a scary man.
No. No.
I'm saying I'm scared of dudes.
So if you were in your 2015 Toyota Corolla.
If I was in my 2015 Toyota Corolla and there was a man in there, I'd be like, you gotta get out. Get out.
Sir.
So, guys, thank you so much to Toyota Corolla for this episode. And you can check it out at toyota.com/Corolla.
I want to be in that car.
Me too.
Not with a scary man.
Not with a man.
Not with a man. I'll punch him in the throat.
Thanks to you guys for watching, and if you want to join the conversation on future Table Talks, you can do that on Twitter via the hashtag Table Talk or on reddit.com/r/SourceFed. I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
I'm Lee Newton.
I'm Sam.
Sam.
Just watch me tied to the Flash. Just watch me go. They're like, what the hell? This
I
is like
still
the slow
picture,
guy going behind
like your
me.
arms
slow
and
guy.
legs just flailing behind you.
Or like I can always track the Flash, but I'm run normal speed. So I'm just like,
Oh no! Like you're like grinded down to your kneecaps because you've been sliding.
no!
You're still alive
Yeah.
too. You're still alive.
No. You put on rollerblades.
there we go.
Rollerblades.
So I'm
Perfect.
smacking into everything as he turns
Because you don't
corners.
turn too. Yeah.
No, I just keep going.
But bam, bam. Oh no.